guys, what's up? And thanks for joining me on this episode of Bad Toy Reviews. Today we're going to be talking about droids, specifically these droids. These released on Force Friday, along with the new Black Series stuff, and when I saw them, I was kind of like taken aback by the scale of them. These are for the new Galaxy of Adventures Star Wars figures that look to be based on the, I can't remember what they're called in Disney stores, but the initial designs were based on the Disney Infinity game that was released a few years ago. They were cartoon stylized characters, but that's what these droids are from. You've seen I think they're 5-inch scale figures. They have, Rey and Kylo Ren, some troops. I think there's a Finn maybe. But this is a 3-pack of droids, and the scale is very interesting. So I thought we'd get a set of these, open them up, show how they compare to the Black Series droids, and just, see if they kind of fall in scale. So we're going to open these up and take a look at them. So here they are out of the package. Of course, you get BB-8, D-O, and R2-D2. They're not super detailed paints or anything. There's no wash on them like the Black Series figures, and we're going to compare them to the Black Series here in a second. But I really like them. You don't have the full range with BB-8's head the way that you do with the Black Series one. And let's just go ahead and move these out of the way here, and we'll just start doing comparisons now. But here is the Black Series BB-8 next to the Galaxy of Adventures BB-8, and I gotta admit, they scale really well. I like the larger dome here on the Galaxy of Adventures BB-8 than the one on the Black Series. He does have a little piece here on the bottom that keeps him from rolling around like I don't think my table here is level, which is why BB-8 constantly rolls around. But the black wash that is on the top of the dome here just doesn't match with the rest of it. But if you were to throw, there's detail here. I'm not sure it's picking up well, but if you were to throw, a simple wash on this, I think it's going to bring a lot of this detail out and make this figure even better. I might try to do that this weekend if I get some extra time. But the head doesn't pitch around as much as this one. There's no swivel like that. It turns from side to side, and there appears to be some sort of spring on it because it turns back. The button does it. That's cool. That's actually a button, so he can turn his head back. But it's a very, the size of it is very comparable, and I actually prefer the larger dome. It doesn't have this, you see that peg hiding as he swivels his head back and forth. I wonder if I could remove this and put it on here. I don't know. But, you're going to miss the bottom of it, but if you're just displaying this, I think you throw a black wash on that and it's going to work great. Next up we'll do D-O, who is the new droid for the Rise of Skywalker. Unlike the Black Series D-O here, again, no weathering on this at all. So it will need to be weathered up, and that's odd. It appears, maybe his head's just backwards. There it goes. Okay. But it's a much softer plastic. You see there, it kind of bends over like that. But unlike the Black Series D-O, this D-O does not come with a chuck, but you can see the raised lines there that you can use to stand him up. See if I can get him to stand here. Again, I don't think my surface is level, so my hands are leaning on it. But there, he stands up. He actually has a wider range of motion in his head than the Black Series D-O, and the antenna on the back also have a wider range than the Black Series D-O. But the head is slightly larger, the wheel is slightly larger. I kind of dig it, I have to be honest. Of course there's more detail here where you see that there's a gap here between this apparatus and this, and there it's just solid plastic. But I really like these droids. Dio stands there. Like this Dio, here's his chuck that comes with him, that in order for him to stand, you have to put the chuck on the bottom. And I've lost this chuck several times. I always have to root around and find it. But there it is. This one will just stand independently. The wheel still does move. If you know you want to show some kind of motion there, it still moves. But he can stand on his own. There's no need for a chuck. And like I said, I kind of like the larger head. Excuse me. I kind of like the larger head. I certainly like that I don't have to keep up with this. This is going to get lost. Eventually, I think I'm just going to glue that to the bottom there. At first, I thought it might be held together with a magnet, but it appears that I was incorrect. And finally, everybody's favorite droid, R2-D2. He's a little shorter and maybe a tad wider. The arms are definitely wider on him, and the feet there. He does have his leg here. If I can get that out. Let's see if it. Nope, it's not a twist. I had it out earlier. I may have pushed it a little too far in there. There we go. But his legs can pitch back, and he can be three-wheeled R2-D2. Turn his head back around here. None of these panels open up like the Black Series one, but you know, they don't really need to. Even if you were to just buy the, and again, $15 for all three of these droids. $15. Great deal. Anytime they've ever released a droid pack, like a multi-pack, it's never been that inexpensive. You know, when the R2-D2 Black Series figure was released, it was the regular price of it was the price of a regular figure. It was $20 for just R2-D2. So I think $15 for R2-D2, Dio, and BB-8 is quite a good deal. And you could buy several of these, and you could, you know, paint them into different droids, make your own droids, that kind of thing. Here's C-3PO, and he's, you know, the scale is not that off. I think the scale is slightly different. We'll put his wheel down here. The scale is more noticeable with the R2-D2 than with the other ones. But again, R2-D2 is the larger of the three. But I really like it. I'm going to buy a couple more of these, I think, and make some more droids. Because it works. It really works. The scale is not bad at all. Not bad at all. I really like it, and I hope you guys like it too. Here's Rey with R2. Let me come back a little bit. But there's Rey with R2, and Rey with the new BB-8. Not bad at all. So yeah, 3 new droids, and they can, you know, put a different coat of paint on them, and you can make 3 different droids. The quality, again, it's a softer material. It's going to have more flex in it. It's wider. It's more cartoonish, especially with if you've seen the human figures, you know what I'm talking about. They look very cartoonish, which is fine because that's what they're supposed to do. That's how they're supposed to look. But the scale on these is really good. You know, if you're making a diorama, you need background droids, these would be perfect for it. Or if, like me, you just like the look, that BB-8 especially. The BB-8 and the Dio, you can switch those out for Black Series and I think be completely happy with them. But like this BB-8 here, you know, if he's not on a flat surface, he's going to roll all over the place. He's going to tip forward. There's no way to hold him upright. But again, my surface here is not completely flat. The R2, you know, the R2 is noticeably taller. The plastic is noticeably sturdier. The paint apps are noticeably better. But the paint apps are very easily replaced. And the biggest thing about the Dio, like I said, the articulation in the head of this one is, you know, it turns side to side and it comes up and down a little. But this one, just all the way up, all the way down, side to side. The antenna articulate more out. It's got the definition there on the back, like you can see this one. It's a little bigger, but again, you don't have to worry about keeping up with this tiny piece of plastic in order to stand them up in your display. So if this is, you know, something that you were thinking about, I would definitely pick them up at 15 bucks. Like, it's a great deal for 3 droids. 3 droids, 15 bucks. Can't beat it. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.